Okay, so I know exactly what you're thinking looking at the title of this video. Chris, you sent in way too many American Girls into the doll hospital. And if I'm being completely honest, I am always having dolls sent into the doll hospital because I am constantly finding dolls that I want in my collection and always utilizing the doll hospital because it is a great way for you to be able to get essentially brand new American Girl dolls without paying the astronomical eBay Mercari prices. And usually it's very, very fast if you do it at the right times. So like I've said before in previous videos, I did sell a lot of my American Girl dolls during the quarantine, during the pandemic, and now I am officially done with getting dolls that I sold in quarantine back into my collection. I have officially found everyone. Everyone is back in my collection. In this video, there are 2 girls that were in my collection and I finally have them back, and that makes me so unbelievably happy. I also had no intentions of getting the Create Your Own doll that is featured in this video. She was just someone that I saw for a reasonable price and I was just like, let me just get her. So she is staying in my collection. I'm obsessed with her, but let's just get started and let's talk about these girlies. So back when 79, 78, and 80 all released, I did buy 80 and 78 because I loved them so much. 80 I did purchase off of Amazon. I didn't do a video of me opening her up, but her name was Coco. I did sell her during the quarantine and I repurchased her during Black Friday and she is now back in my collection. However, my doll Candy, who I bought at the exact same time, if anyone remembers that AG Salon started this video of me opening up those 2 girls, I literally bought them on release day. And 78 I named Candy. She's blonde with green eyes. I had her. I decided to sell her during the quarantine. I also didn't really like her anymore because I switched out her green eyes for the Felicity eyes and it just really made her look a little scary. So I was like, never mind, let me just sell her. And she ended up selling. It was great. At the time I needed the money, but now I was on Instagram and I truly had no intentions of getting her. But then I saw this account post this reel of this doll and I literally was like, I need to get her back in my collection because this is not fair. I should have her in my collection. So my doll Candy, I was like, let me go on eBay and search up what she sells for these days. And all of the ones that are on eBay sell for pretty astronomical prices. Like, she's not that sought out after, so I don't know why these people are paying this much amount of money for this girly. So I decided to find a very inexpensive one that was really beat up that I just decided to send into the doll hospital. She had some pink markings all over her. Her hair was ratty. Her eyes were completely unaligned and she just had a lot of dye all over her body, like pink dye. So I immediately put her into the doll hospital and this is what she looked like before. Here are the before photos. She had markings all over and her limbs were extremely loose and her hair was done from the American Girl hair salon, and I just knew for a fact that I did not even want to deal with the DIY transforming her back to the way that she was. So this is what she looked like, and now let us move on to our next girl. So my next girly I named Sawyer. She is a create your own doll that I had zero intentions of getting, but something about her just was so captivating to me. I don't know if it was the eye combination with the dark hair, the tan skin, no idea, or it was just the great price that I found her at. But these are the before photos of her. Her hair was really messy. Her eyes were the old eyes and they just looked really bug-eyed and I did not like it. She did have some shine marks on her and her limbs were tight, so I only needed to do a head replacement for her. Candy, I did a full body, full head replacement, but for Miss Sawyer, I only did the head, and she had one of the retired wigs that American Girl no longer offers. So I just thought, for the price, I get a doll that really can't be replicated again in the Create Your Own generator, so I might as well buy her. I love her, honestly. To this day, when you guys see what she looks like right now, you will be obsessed with her. She's my favorite out of the 3. Don't tell the other ones, but she really is someone that I look at even right now as I'm recording this video. I'm like, oh my god, you are literally stunning. And I never had intentions of getting her, but I'm very happy that I did. Okay, last but not least, we have my doll Harper, who I used to have before the quarantine. She was someone that, again, I don't know why these days she is hard to find, but she is hard to find. And so I did have to do some sleuthing, and I had no intentions of getting her again in my collection. But then, of course, I was going down memory lane, and I remember just having her in my collection, and I was like, if I'm gonna get everyone back, I might as well just get everyone back. So the thing I don't like about eBay is that once a transaction is finalized, the listing completely clears out. So any photos of her that were on the listing, I no longer have. I just have this awful like photo of what she looked like, and it does not look good. It's very grainy, so there really are no before photos for her. But yes, she is number 35. I named her Harper way back in the day, and I, to this day, am just so happy to have her in my collection. Also, just a really quick side note, I actually had Harper for over a year. I'm pretty sure she sat in my parents' house for the longest time, and I just forgot that she existed. And that sounds so awful to say, but I truly just forgot that she existed. And it wasn't until that I was sending in Sawyer that I was like, oh, I should probably send in my doll Harper because she just needs to get fixed. So again, Harper, if you're listening, aka you're like across the room from me right now, I'm so sorry that I made you wait, baby girl. That is crazy of me. But anyway, okay, let's just open up these girls. Okay, so Candy took the shortest amount of time. She literally only took 3 weeks because of course she just recently got retired. All they had to do is basically grab the doll that came in the box, switch out a brand new one and put it in a doll hospital box. I am basically getting a brand new doll right now, but I didn't pay the astronomical eBay prices for her. She was only, I think, $89 for a full replacement, and I think that the original eBay listing that I bought her for was, I think like $40, or was it Macari? I don't really know. All I know is that she did take a very short amount of time, and I did specifically request for a thick wig and aligned eyes. And after looking at this video and seeing her in person and having her for a couple of weeks, I do think that they did nail the hair as best as they possibly could. And same thing with the alignment. I know that people that work at American Girl in the doll hospital probably have no idea what I mean when I say I want aligned eyes. They try their absolute hardest, and I try to explain it to them every single time, and it's in my notes every single time for these dolls. Here is the doll hospital certificate of good health. Her entire body transformation was done by Dr. Kelly. Now, Dr. Kelly, I have a bone to pick with you because how is it possible that when you put this doll into the box, you did not notice how loose her limbs were? You guys, right now that I'm taking her out of the box, I was so unbelievably angry at how loose her limbs were. I'm gonna showcase it right now. Like right now I'm taking it out of the box in the video, but when I opened her, the first thing I did was lift her up and her legs went down, you guys. Look, you literally can see it as I'm doing this. Like it was so fast for these dolls' limbs to be loose, and I had done a full body transformation on her. So again, I am just so confused, Dr. Kelly, as to how you put this doll in the box and did not notice that her limbs weren't tight. And if she was a full body transformation, her limbs should have been tight. This was not the same doll that I sent in. So I was really upset about it. I didn't even feel like calling and complaining about it because I was like, I'm not even gonna waste my breath. She's just gonna stand on a shelf and that be it. But it is so annoying to have that happen. So Dr. Kelly, do better. That's my advice. Anyway, and here is what she finally looks like. Her hair is nice and curly. I do have to go in and style it, but she looks brand new aside from the limbs being extremely loose. I was very happy. Her eyes are great. Her face is great. Her hair is great. I am once again just very happy to have 78 back in my collection. I will try to get over the loose limbs because I just call American Girl too much these days, and they probably are getting annoyed and are gonna block my number one day. Okay, so Sawyer and Harper actually took a lot longer. They took, I think, 6 weeks in total because since Sawyer is a create your own doll, she took that extra time and they weren't gonna send back Harper without Sawyer. So even though Harper probably would have only taken 3 weeks, the fact that Sawyer was a create your own is the reason that it ended up taking 6 weeks. Okay, so when I first opened Sawyer, I was just so in love with her, you guys. I don't know what it is. She has the most basic characteristics, but something about her was just stunning with the fixed eyes and then her curly hair. Right now that I'm taking her out of the box, you guys are just gonna fall in love with her. And if you don't, I don't know why, because her face is just so adorable. Her limbs were tight, her hair was thick, her eyes were aligned. There was literally no flaws on this doll whatsoever. And her wig was perfect. So like I do for all of my American Girl dolls, I went online and searched up just gender neutral names for kids. And Sawyer was a name that I had no intentions of ever using, but something about that name really stuck to me. And usually through looking at a lot of names, one of them will stick, and Sawyer just for some reason stuck. But look at her wig, you guys. I can't stop obsessing over her. Again, I am literally looking at her on my shelf right now, and all I want to do is be 7 years old again and play with her. Like, that is literally how I feel right now. Like, she makes me want to spark my imagination again, and that is just very telling of how in love with her I am. She is definitely one of my favorites in my collection, and I'm going to hold her near and dear to my heart. Now, same thing with Harper. For me personally, with the face framing around her face with like the layers and all that, it's a hit or miss, but luckily enough for Harper, her hair was thick, her face frame was very, very choppy, and I had no problem with that. She's supposed to have like a face frame, layers around her face, so that really didn't bother me whatsoever. But she was just so nice to have back in my collection after not having her for the longest time. And honestly, again, as I was opening her up, I did feel really bad about the fact that I basically just had her at my parents' house for a year and some change and didn't feel the desire to put her in the doll hospital up until I had some other dolls to put in there. And I am just happy that I ended up doing it. So here is what she looked like. She definitely needed to have her hair brushed, and she definitely needed to have her fringe little layers in the front worked on, because it was looking a little crazy and it did look like the front of her hair had been cut in a very unusual way. But after some brushing and after some light work, they both looked amazing. Okay, so after they were all a little bit styled, I did put them in front of their boxes, and these are just some very close up videos of what they look like. As you guys can see, they all just look fantastic and amazing, and I am really glad that Harper has the original classic mold and not the new slimmer one. I am very, very, very happy with all three of them. I am still annoyed about Candy's limbs, but whatever. There they are, and now I just want to show you guys what they look like when they are all dressed up. So let me just put up some photos. Okay, so here are Sawyer and Candy, and I know before anyone comments, the name Candy is giving very exotic dancer. I don't really care. I love the name Candy, and I think that it just really suits her very sweet face, but you can see them literally in the backdrop of this video right now. I'm gonna point to them right now. I did change Candy into the Dockside outfit. It's like retired from way back in the day, but they are best friends in my life story for my dolls, and I'm very happy with that. And then here is Harper in my The Eras Tour t-shirt that I made because I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I'm very excited to be going to that concert, so I want to make sure that my dolls also had a shirt as well. So yes, there you guys go. That is the 3 new girlies that are in my collection. I definitely will be using them in future videos, so keep an eye out, and now you guys know what they look like. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you guys think about their transformations. Let me know who your favorite is, and yeah, just let me know. All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Chris. You guys can follow me on my Instagram, which is @thedollstudio by Chris. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and again, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.